We got this from Politico. Judge orders Kilmar Abrego Garcia released from criminal custody.
Well, that's insane.
Though immigration enforcement officials signaled that he's likely to be redetained when he arrives in Maryland. I love this because my question is just like, look, guys, I don't want to be pessimistic. I do know that we have a lot of great victories of the Trump administration, but holy crap. Come on.
Well, I mean, to be fair, this can't be laid at the feet of the Trump administration.
Why not?
Well, because
Nothing can be.
They brought him back.
No, these are the people that are releasing him. I'm talking about this particular thing, the release of him.
Trump brought him back.
Yes, fine. That can be laid at the feet of the Trump administration. But the release of him can't be. They should have left him at CCOT or whatever it is down in.
Of course, this is his fault. The immediate assumption is if you return the Maryland man to the United States, they're going to release him. Trump's DOJ knew that. Are they this weak that they can't deport a guy charged with human smuggling, a known member of MS-13? They can't deport a guy back to his home country? This is absolutely insane.
This is what's so frustrating. It's like nothing can be Trump's fault and nothing can be Trump administration's fault. That's how it feels these days. So it's scrolling through the timeline is all of these people making excuses.
I disagree. I think that most people that are talking about specifically the Epstein file stuff, like that's everyone is calling it the Trump administration's fault. But when it comes to this, yes, okay, so fine. If you want to lay this at Trump's feet, the Garcia stuff, fine. But it's not like they're not deporting people. Now, I understand that you have a problem. I know, roll your eyes because you don't think they're deporting enough. But like they've done really, really significant work at the border. There were like no crossing last month.
My point was always just 14,000 in a month is not
enough
mass deportations, and it's not even like a fraction. That if we kept going with numbers like that, that would be way less than 1 million in his entire term.
We have 1 million self-deportations.
Yeah.
1 million people logging onto the CBP home app, not CBP One, taking the $1,000 check and saying, I'm going to take my trip back. You know why? Because
they've not.
Is that what anyone voted for?
But they've not.
We voted for them to leave.
Yeah,
we
to
didn't
get
vote for them
them
to
out.
leave
I
in a
don't
certain way.
But they've not formally published that. I think only Trump has said it. Trump and Christian, they've not formally, through records in the DHS, drafted the report of like the total. So we don't.
I don't think ICE is publishing.
We tried fact checking this and we couldn't find anything other than a quote from I think like Christine and Trump.
No, like everything Trump does is so great. Like
No one's saying that. Like it's just no
Mary,
one's
Trump
saying
can't do anything wrong. When will you understand this?
I need to understand
Trump
this. I need to go to the re-education camp. I need to go to Alligator Alcatraz.
Well, the point of Alligator Alcatraz
is truth and good incarnate, and that means if he does it, is true and good.
Maybe I have a different perspective because I am looking at what is going on in comparison to what the option was, right? Like if the option is Donald Trump or Kamala Harris and 4 more years of Democrats and 4 more years of unlimited immigration and 4 more years of more DEI programs in the government, the things that have changed since Donald Trump has been elected are massive, and it is significantly better than the option. And we only had 2 options. It's not like there was a third option that we could have gone with.
We should compare Trump and the actions of his administration, not to what could have been if Kamala won, but what he promised. We should compare Trump to Trump. We should compare Trump's actions to Trump's words.
He should be compared realistically, considering you're talking about politics in Washington, D.C., he should be compared to every single president before him. How much has any other president gotten done in the first 6 months?
And they're all on the Epstein list.
Fine. But like legitimately, like I understand that you're saying, well, Trump made all these promises and he hasn't done enough to make me feel like he's actually following through. Fair enough, okay? But you also have to deal with the fact that like there is a way that things get done in DC. Like, no one wants to look at how sausage is made. And this is something that I've talked about prior to Trump getting elected or early when he got elected. Like, we only have a narrow majority in both the House and the Senate, right? You can't get a bunch of stuff passed if you don't have 60 senators. And there are not 60 senators. They have it's 53 with J.D. Vance, and 2 of them are as wishy-washy as it comes, right? And then in the House, I think they have like 10. I'm not sure what the lead is,
8.
but 8. So there is a process that must happen in the House and in the Senate before things can get done. Trump has done a significant amount of stuff through executive order. The government has not been smaller in 30 or 40 years, I think, since the creation of Homeland Security and since 9/11 at least. There are significant things that have happened. Now, I can totally respect the idea that he's not doing as much as you want or as much as he promised, but to say that he's not doing things, or to say that he's a failure when he's 6 months in and has done more than any other president in this amount of time, I just don't think that's
Fired
accurate.
26,000 IRS agents.
Yeah, that's one of the things that he's done. So again, I understand people that are critical and saying that, he needs to do more. But the idea that, he's not done anything, he's terrible, blah, 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 like that is just not true, especially when you compare him to the reality of what other presidents have done and the resistance that he's getting in Washington, D.C.
I don't know if I'm even saying he's terrible, he fails at everything, blah, 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 as you were saying. I just want to consider that 6 months is a longer time than you seem to be framing it, especially considering that as soon as the clock strikes 12 for 2026, all anyone is going to be thinking about is the midterms. And then by the time those are over, all anyone's going to be thinking about is who's running in 2028.
You're 100% right. And that's something that we've talked about here. 18 months. That's all he's got.
Yeah.
And I've said
And that means
multiple times.
if he's going to go after Obama, it has to be in the next couple of months.
I'm not. When it comes to the Obama stuff, I've been reading some of this stuff, and I'm not 100% sure that there's an actual crime. It's immoral and it's bad.
There is.
I'm not sure what the actual statute they charge him under.
So here, I'll tell you, Phil. It is Trump looks at the statutes, figures out which one makes the most sense, tells a jury to pick the crime that they want, and they charge Obama with it, like they did to Trump.
Then
the standard that was created by Democrats is they can bring anybody that went to court and tell the jury, we have no evidence of any underlying crimes. You decide if a crime was committed, and then tell if he's guilty or not. And then when they do it in West Virginia, and everyone goes, sure, he's guilty of I don't know, jaywalking and murder and whatever else. So that
completely
doesn't matter what the crime is. All that matters is you agree. Obama's guilty.
I'm completely comfortable with that because that was the standard set by the Democrats.
So first, as Mike Davis pointed out, you have potentially conspiracy against rights. That is, in the documents that were released, let me tell you what CNN has been doing. There's 2 IC assessments. There's a 2016 Russia interference assessment and the 2020 post-Russiagate assessment. The 2020 assessment says that Barack Obama knew that the intelligence they had was raw and bad and did not meet the standard for publishing, as it was uncorroborated, and it was a sentence fragment they could not corroborate, but ordered Brennan to publish it anyway. What did Brennan do? Despite all of everything they were saying, now you can make the argument, okay, well, never attribute to malice that which can be explained by incompetence. Obama's just dumb. Nobody's going to believe that.
Nobody's going to believe that.
No sane, rational person is going, Obama was just a bumbling moron. No, Obama intentionally had them release that information as a predicate for the Russiagate hoax, which resulted in the arrest of several of Trump's associates, falsified evidence against Carter Page, Ukraine leaking damning information against Manafort, and then not to mention Flynn, Papadopoulos, and Trump himself, who they targeted him for 3 years as a potential traitor to this country. If that's not a crime, you want to tell me that there's some dude who bashed an ATM open's going to jail? I got to tell you. The dude who grabbed $73 out of a cash register at a bodega did substantially less damage to this country than Barack Obama did.
The J6ers who peacefully walked around the Capitol for 20 minutes.
In the velvet ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So
they behave themselves unlike BLM.
Conspiracy against rights is the easiest if you're trying to be a paladin. If you want to be a rogue who wins, it is, I don't know, pick and choose. We can probably get them on a lot of things.
But look,
the nature of politics this is what irks me about the Republican Party. The Republican Party pretends that the nature of politics is, well, let me take a look at this here piece of paper. Let's see what we got here. It says here that we can't charge Obama. Drats. After everything he did, looks like he got away with it. Democrats go like, the law says that, anyway, arrest him. That's how the Democrats run.
I'm in 100% agreement with if they can come up with something, then I'm perfectly fine with it because go ahead.
What they can do, Phil, right away is they can subpoena Obama to appear before Congress. Obama will lie under oath, as he has time and again, and then hit him with the same thing they hit everyone else with, all the other conservatives, all the perjury traps. By the way, Fauci, we know he perjured himself.
Yep.
Before the House committees on the question of gain of function.
Why aren't they
research.
arresting him?
Why is Kash Patel not at Fauci's door in Glover Park with an FBI squad taking him into custody?
They should.
How many conservatives have they thrown in prison because of that? Right? And so Fauci, charge him tomorrow, but Obama, just subpoena him. Can you imagine, by the way, House Republicans and Senate Republicans grilling Obama, the optics of that, having to explain himself? It'll be the most watched congressional testimony. The second he says something, have Cash and Dan Bongino take him into cuffs right after the committee meeting's over. But they won't do it. But why?
Mike Cernovich made a great point today. He said with, Thomas Massey, he's got this picture of him with this binder on the Epstein files. How come none of these people, these Democrats or Republicans who want the Epstein files released, have had any hearings on Epstein and called in the prosecutors, Comey's daughter perhaps, or even people like him to testify as to what Epstein was doing?
That's right.
So I forgive me if I'm going to be a little pessimistic. I know Trump has done a lot of really great things, and I still think he's the best president of my lifetime because he's gotten things done. But I don't think the system is going to change. I don't think they're going to go after the corruption. I think you got two high-profile, powerful, high seats of power in politics, and they're basically saying, I don't feel like the fight. Fauci should be in jail.
Yes.
Even Newsweek published he lied to Congress and lied under oath. Rand Paul has reiterated numerous times and referred him to the DOJ. Yeah. It is the simplest case ever.
The simplest case.
It is in public. He did this. And he lied about gain of function research. He said they weren't doing it. They were doing it. Great. Pam Bondi could have a warrant for his arrest overnight, and they won't do it. Why?
Well, the reason is because that, just like Aaron McIntyre, our friend, says, is they just don't have the courage, right? Like, if you don't exercise power when you have it, which is what the Republicans should do, but if you don't exercise power when you have it, your enemies absolutely will. And that's what the Democrats have shown over and over and over. They arrested Trump. They arrested all of his prosecuting all of his lawyers, et cetera. All these people, they've got the mug shots and stuff. They will do it if they get back into power. So the Republicans absolutely have to do this stuff, or else the American people are going to totally lose faith in that they have the ability to actually make changes.
Correct. And make no mistake, Barack Hussein Obama is a treasonous criminal, but Anthony Fauci is a murderer. Anthony Fauci's death count is well over 5 to 10 million people because of the gain of function China virus, right? He lied about that. And so the time they spent, Tim, that little intern of Pam Bondi's, printing those binders and putting them together and bringing them to the East Wing of the White House, they could have written the 4-page indictment. That's all you need is 4 pages. On this date, he said this. That was a lie according to Exhibit A. Therefore, we are charging him with U.S. Code Title 18. Boom. Take him into custody, bring him before the court.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.